Hi guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Neil. If you've not been here before, please do not forget to subscribe before you leave. Today we're talking about the new Jackson X Series Scott Ian Signature King V. Okay guys, this is a bit ironic because I was playing my King V this morning, which I don't actually play very often at home. Just the last couple of weeks I've started playing it at home. That is my only guitar in drop C, and I consider that my live guitar. So I got that as my first Jackson endorsement guitar many years ago now, probably 11, maybe even 12 years ago, and I've used it every single gig ever since, apart from two. The two reasons I didn't use it for those two gigs were, one, because it fell over just before we sound checked, and the trem, if something got upset, it wouldn't stay in tune. Don't know whether it was the neck or something, but it took a bit of a big knock. It was fine once I got it home after the gig and I messed around with it, reset the thing back up. It was fine, but something really upset it. You know, when it fell over, it was quite a big blow. It was a wind that took the case, so it went over with quite a lot of force. Apart from that, it's been totally reliable and totally in tune, which is another reason why I used that guitar live so much. You know, you can get it out of the case, it's just in tune. You know, it's just a fantastic guitar. The other gig that I didn't use it live for was because the Jackson Monarch had just been launched, which is like a Les Paul type, single cut shape, and Jackson Guitars wanted some live shots of artists who were using the Monarch, so I used that, which was actually my backup live guitar for quite a while. I used that instead, and it was great. It felt really good live. As far as live guitars go, the King V is a really, it's probably my first choice and has been for so long because of the balance. And when you're stood up live, it just balances perfect. The neck sits up, and I can move around easily with it. I don't feel like there's that much in the way. A lot of guitars, V-shapes and Explorer types, they feel quite big. The King V doesn't. It feels small, and there doesn't seem to be anything in your way. You can walk and stand wherever you want without, I don't know, it just balances great. It just feels great when you're stood up on the strap, basically, which is why I've struggled ever since to use anything else. Single cuts, I like those live too. Explorer shapes, not bad. I'm not really a regular super strap guy when I'm stood up. I like super straps when I'm sat down, but when I'm stood up, I prefer a V or a single cut or an Explorer type Kelly shape, something like that. So that's why I love the King Vs. This one in particular is my baby. I did have two of them at one point. I had one in black as well. This is a Pro Series, a KVMG Pro Series. It's loaded with EMGs. Sounds great. It's my only guitar in drop C at the moment, and I'm just in the process of writing a track in drop C, which is why I've been jamming on it. And as I turned the Mac on, it was all loading up, and I saw in my feed that Scott Ian has a new X Series King V out, and I thought, I'll have a look. I've not been that keen on his other his other King V, sorry, because they've always been like, there's a cream coloured one, they've always got like scratch plates on, they look a bit vintagey, which is nice and fair enough, but it's just not my thing. And obviously no Floyds as well. So this guitar came up in my feed. I thought, I want to click on it, I'm just waiting for everything to upload. I was jamming on my King V. It came up and I was like, wow, that is like a dime version of a King V. So I pressed play on the Jackson video and listened to Scott Ian talking about his new King V. And yeah, the whole thing is actually inspired by Dimebag. It's slightly different from like a Dime Slime. It looks like a Dime Slime style colour, but when you actually pay more attention, it's like a metallic sheen to the guitar, but it does look absolutely stunning. I think it looks absolutely great. The only thing I would probably change about that guitar is I'd put the Jackson inlays on. I like the shark fin inlays if it's especially on a King V, but Scott Ian's gone and done his own thing. The guitar retails at about $869. That's quite pricey for an X Series, but it's not when it's a signature model, because obviously you pay a bit extra for signature models of anything. So let's have a quick look at the specs of the guitar. I've got them up on the screen right over there. I'm trying to zoom in with my really bad eyes here. It's 24.75 inch scale length. That's short for a King V, but I like that scale length. I actually play better on that scale length than I do on a 25.5 inch scale length, so that's interesting. for me, you know, especially on a King V, which is one of my favourite body shapes that Jackson do. The body is made from Nyato. I don't know if I've said that right. I don't know if I have or I haven't. I've never heard of that wood before, ever. Don't know anything about it, so I can't comment on it. X-Series guitars are usually made from poplar or basswood, basswood, however you want to say it. Flame maple top, which is obviously the Dime Slime inspired top. One piece through body maple neck with graphite reinforcement scarf joint, that's just about right for the X-Series. 12 to 16 inch compound radius, that's the same. 22 jumbo frets, that's normal for a Scott Ian guitar. He doesn't have 24 frets in his guitars, I think he has 22 on all of them, or at least most of them. 3-way toggle switch, Floyd Rose Special double locking bridge. Now, that is also normal for an X-Series guitar. You don't get the Floyd 1000s on X-Series guitars because they're a bit cheaper. Like I said, the guitar retails at $869. That's quite expensive for an X-Series in my opinion, but it's a signature, so that probably evens it out. You always pay a bit more for signature, like I've already said. Diecast tuners, so yeah, everything else is just as it is. It looks great to me, you know. It's got a rosewood fingerboard on there, which is nice to see rosewood back again somehow. They must have some stocks of those at the Indonesian factory. I'm assuming this is either made in Indonesia or China, one or the other. There's no difference in my opinion between Indonesian manufactured guitars and Chinese ones, but yeah, it looks absolutely stunning. I love the finish on it. I love the way it looks. The only thing I think I would change for myself is I would like shark fin inlays on there because it's a Jackson, and I would also, the headstock with X-Series doesn't match the body, so it's not got the flame veneer on, which is a shame. It's got the black finish on there. I think that I would have probably left it in green to match the body. Even if it didn't have the flame veneer on, it still would have looked nice in green, at least the same colour. Around the back it looks awesome as well, by the way, so we'll put a shot of that on if I haven't already around the back. What I want to know is, what do you guys think? Jackson guitars have been quite quiet over the last couple of years. What do you think of this guitar? I think it looks stunning. It looks great. It would be nice, obviously, if it was a Pro Series version, but that would hammer, you know, £400 to £500 on the price, which is not what Jackson are trying to do here. At the X-Series, I'm a big fan of. I've praised the X-Series soloists so many times on the channel because I actually enjoy playing the X-Series soloists more than the Pro Series soloists, which I know a lot of guys find weird. I think it's the satin finishes on the bodies and the necks that they just really appeal to me. Something like that, you know, it's not as high a spec, obviously, the X-Series soloist, but I prefer them, you know, it's just taste, okay? So yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys. Let me know what you think of the Baldini guitar. It is named after what Dimebag used to call Scott Ian. He used to call him Baldini. If you watch the Jackson video, which I'll put a link below in the description, you'll understand more about it. Andertons have the Scott Ian Baldini guitar for pre-order at $769. Obviously, when YouTubers or anybody else mentions a recommended retail price, that is a recommended retail price coming from the brand, and it usually does appear in stores like Andertons a hell of a lot cheaper. So that is £100 less than the actual recommended retail price. If you want to purchase anything from Andertons at all, please go down there below in the description. There's an affiliate link there, and when you go through that link, anything that you order, whether it's this guitar or whether it's any other piece of gear that you fancy, it really does help support the channel. Thanks very much for watching. Do not forget to subscribe. I'll see you all soon. There's a new amp arriving today, so I've done this video while I'm just waiting for Mr. Courier Man to turn up. See you all soon.